All praises due to the Most High, family. We back with another Acres anime review. I just finished watching, what is this? Episode 163. What is that like? This is like season 8, episode 4 of My Hero Academia. Final season, y'all. And it's hitting like it. It's hitting like it. So, we're getting the conclusion to Bakugo, the great explosion murder god, Dynamite. We're getting the conclusion between Dynamite, Bakugo, and All for One. And of course, like, the fireworks are hitting, the drama, the timing, the emotion, it's all hitting, right? But to me, like, man, this is beautiful, bro. Because Bakugo, when you think about it, it wasn't obvious before, but when you think about it, Bakugo was the perfect one to take out All for One, right? And maybe it's still not obvious to some people. Or maybe it was obvious way before you even seen this. Maybe I'm the one that's late to the party, but after seeing that, Bakugo was the perfect one to take out All for One. Because, well, the first thing that comes to my mind why that is because Bakugo had mentioned it in this episode, and that was like our introduction to Bakugo, was that Bakugo was super strong, super independent, like advanced, above average, you know what I'm saying? So like, he used to think in a similar way to All for One, and that he's like, this is all made for me. Now, he didn't think about that in a global context, in a supervillain context, but Bakugo's going to UA thinking he's gonna be like All Might, the number one hero. So he's like, of course I'm gonna get into the top hero school. Of course I'm gonna get into All Might's hero school. Of course I'm gonna win the spring festival. Of course I'm gonna be ranked number one in the class. These types of things. Of course I'm gonna have the most offers, for the internship work study. So he's like, man, this is meant for me to be the number one hero, and it's just because of my own quirk that I'm able to pull this off. But now Bakugo, not now, but that change in Bakugo's mindset, especially being juxtaposed with Deku's background and coming up and rising and everything like that, Bakugo is saying, I could not have defeated you alone. It took the help of all these other people, to position me to do what it is that I do here. But I couldn't have done this without everybody else doing that. From the people that fought All for One first, to All Might giving him the gadget, to, right? And so that's one reason why Bakugo was the perfect one to take out All for One. The other one is, this is the only way that Bakugo is going to get over the fact, or the idea, that he is the one that led to All for One retiring early and us losing the symbol of peace. Like, he has to take away the thing that took away All Might in Bakugo's mind, right? And because, it's in his hero name, like, he's obviously he's paying homage to All Might and Dynamite, right? But so Deku can't be All Might in the same way that Bakugo can, because Deku has to be a bigger symbol. Deku has to be, all for one for all works differently for Deku. So Deku, by being the main character and the next inheritor of One for All, he can't repeat All Might. But Bakugo, he's not repeating All Might, but he's definitely paying homage to All Might. I mean, you saw it in the imagery. They even made it look like he was doing. They used the same art style as when All Might used the United States of Smash on All for One, but this time it was Bakugo's howitzer. He looked just like. They drew him in the art style just like when All Might did United States of Smash. And he's taking. I mean, because the opponent between Bakugo and All Might is the same. It's All for One. They're taking out the Demon Lord. Right? So it was hard. Great. Like, man, Bakugo did his thing. Seeing All for One as a baby, like a literal infant, was kind of like unsettling and jarring. And I knew that boy was dangerous. Like, he's been evil literally since out the womb. We saw in his background, and so that was interesting too. Like, because we definitely learned. I remember seeing All for One glow a couple episodes ago, and I thought maybe he was the golden glowing baby, but that's kind of silly. Especially, I mean, that was kind of silly then, but especially now seeing the backstory, we see that All for One actually just stole the glowing baby guy's quirk. Because in the backstory, it turns out that the glowing baby turned out to be some quirk activist type thing, and so they actually were like, on top of being famous for having the first quirk, they were famous for like advocating for quirk regulation and inclusion and stuff like that. But so we seen that All for One's first quirk was like this spike quirk from his mom. We seen she was also like drinking while pregnant with twins. But so anyway, the nature of Yoichi and All for One was that they were twins, but All for One was always the bigger twin. He's the older twin. He was the one, like, his name is the hint. Like, he's the one making it so Yoichi is malnourished and small and frail, and that's from their inception. Like, that's from inside the womb, and it continues in their representation, like, in the future. But so All for One really does go on to be this villain that he tries to be. Like, it's seeing this flashback made me realize that we're seeing a previous demon lord, like at the peak of his powers, try to rebirth himself, trying to reimagine himself, right? And that's where this story is taking place. Is we're stopping the reincarnation of the demon lord rather than defeating the demon lord. You feel me? Like All Might defeated the demon lord, and now he's trying to come back. But All Might took him off the peak of his powers. We're just trying to keep him from coming back ever again now at this point in the story, right? So that was interesting because All for One was running things. What else did I want to say here? So we see that we didn't really know how Yoichi passed, so we see that he kind of passed instantly while All for One is chasing them from escaping. And so that suggests that almost on sight, Yoichi transferred his quirk to Kudo, the second user. Almost on sight, because it seems like within minutes from them meeting, they're escaping, and Yoichi did not survive the escape. Right? So that was kind of interesting there. The other thing I wanted to say about them chasing him, and the other thing I wanted to say too was that in this flashback, we see that it was really almost minutes before them escaping too, did All for One like finally give his brother the name Yoichi. Like, that seemed to happen in as they're adults, like late 20s, early 30s or something like that. It seems like that happened in the timeline. So that I thought was weird and interesting. But great episode, man. This season is chef's kiss. Peace and love, family. Tap in the comments, let me know what y'all thought.